Hello, it is I. Now, as you may know, we'll be seeing two expansion DLCs for Forza Horizon 5. The first expansion will be coming out this year winter time, and the second one will be coming out during the summer of 2023. But what will these expansions be? Where will they be set? What new cars will we be seeing in them? Well, that is why I made this video, as today we'll be going through 8 possible expansions we may be seeing in Forza Horizon 5. Remember, these are not confirmed, this is just a video on what I think they'd be. Anyways, before we get into this video, roundhouse kick that like button, yeah? 4,000 likes is the target, you already know. If you can hit that, then I'll buy a duck. I genuinely mean that, I will literally buy a duck. Anyways, without further ado, let's get into this video.
Me and bro man hop out the 4x4, we don't care about law, we don't mask.
Now, typically the first expansion for a Forza Horizon game is an extreme weather expansion. For example, in Forza Horizon 2, we saw Storm Island, which featured a lot of storms. Then in Forza Horizon 3, we saw Blizzard Mountain, which featured snow. And then in Forza Horizon 4, we got Fortune Island, which is basically Storm Island 2.0. So there's a pretty good chance that we will be seeing another extreme weather expansion in Forza Horizon 5. So what will this be? I reckon we might be seeing snow again. Seeing as in Horizon Mexico during the winter season, you see very little snow. I mean, sure, you do get some snow near the volcano, but it's nowhere near to the extent of snow we saw in Forza Horizon 4 and even Blizzard Mountain. So if the first expansion is a weather-based one, I reckon we might be seeing snow. But I personally don't think we'll be seeing an extreme weather expansion in Horizon 5, seeing as we already have so many crazy weather biomes in the default map already. And it's also just getting boring now. Nobody really cares about the weather in these games nowadays. So let's talk about what expansions I reckon we will be seeing in Forza Horizon 5.
Got more drinks than a bartender, I can't render when the vodka.
Now, one of the most talked about theories is that the first expansion is going to be based around Jurassic World Dominion, and it actually kind of makes sense, because it's said that the film will be coming out June this year, so maybe the developers would bring out this expansion a little earlier to usual, so that they can time it with the release of the film. Maybe? Or is that a bit of a stretch? I don't know. And also, Jake XVX pointed this out in one of his videos, that the developers seem to be really enthusiastic about dinosaurs in one of their Forza Let's Go live streams. So this is either a hint that we will see dinosaurs in the next expansion, or the devs are just really big fans of dinosaurs. What on earth is that what is that? Anyways, if we do see a Jurassic World expansion, not only would you get a really cool map with very exciting missions, but also some new cars as well. Because in some leaked pictures, you can see the crew using some very highly modified Jeep Gladiators. Now yes, I know the Gladiator is already in the game, but this one looks so much better, man. Not just that, but how cool would it be if you get to drive all the vehicles featured in this movie franchise? From Wranglers to the Ford Explorer to the Mercedes ML to the GLE. Hey, that would be amazing, you know. And also, if Playground Games do go with the extreme weather DLC route, then there's a strong possibility that we will be seeing snow in this expansion as well. Seeing as in the trailer of the film, you do see a big focus of snowy areas, so the devs could take advantage of that and introduce snow into the franchise again. Hence, I feel like there's a very strong possibility that we will be seeing a Jurassic World expansion coming out in Forza Horizon 5 sometime this year.
Yo, got the girls all ran trying to
Okay, now you probably saw this picture floating around the internet a couple of months ago about a leaked Forza Horizon 5 expansion, and if you believe this, then you're not very smart. Although the map looks really interesting and dense, we won't be seeing this map in Forza Horizon 5. Though the idea of an expansion set somewhere in Japan is a very good idea, you know, because Japan is a very highly requested setting for a Forza Horizon game. So the developers could create an expansion set on a Japanese island to see how the players like it. If it doesn't go well, then the players can't really complain because it's just an expansion. But if it does go well, then the developers can go ahead with a Forza Horizon game set in Japan. Hey, that would be very smart for the developers, you know. So I genuinely reckon having an expansion set on a Japanese island with Toge mountain roads and a very dense city could be an amazing stepping stone if the next game was to be set in Japan. Hey, imagine all the crazy challenges you could do with a map set in Japan. Hey, the possibilities are endless, you know.
No stand up and laughing one till I laugh with my back.
I'm sure we can all agree that the greatest expansion we've ever seen in a Forza Horizon game has to be the Hot Wheels one we saw in Forza Horizon 3. When it was revealed, everyone was shocked, but we had so much fun in that expansion, as it was childish enough to attract a brand new audience to the franchise, but entertaining enough for adults to enjoy the franchise as well. So it only makes sense that we see a Hot Wheels 2.0 expansion in Forza Horizon 5. I mean, the first Hot Wheels expansion in Horizon 3 came out in May of 2017, yep, half a decade ago. So I feel like enough time has passed for us to see a part 2 to this expansion, with way crazier stunts and new Hot Wheels cars as well, especially seeing as in the new Hot Wheels game, we did see quite a lot of interesting cars which would be a lot of fun to drive in a Forza Horizon game. Just like this duck. I mean, this DeLorean, yeah? I mean, it's cool. It's like, you know, Back to the Future. Great Scott and that, you know? But look at this duck. Imagine driving a duck in Forza Horizon 5. Hey, that would be a dream come true. So I feel like the possibility of another Hot Wheels expansion is very likely, and I can assure the developers that this will go down very well as everybody loved this expansion in Forza Horizon 3. But I'll only be satisfied if you get to drive the duck car. Hey, if you see Hot Wheels 2.0 with no duck car, then I'll probably end up crying myself to sleep, I'm not gonna lie.
She loves the way I make her feel.
Okay, now here's something which I haven't seen many people talk about. Remember 7 years ago when Playground Games brought out this Fast and Furious expansion to Horizon 2? Well, it was free to play and consisted of many iconic cars seen in Fast and Furious 6. And everybody loved this expansion, as it featured interesting missions, crazy cars, and even nitrous. Yep, nitrous in a Forza game, what do you mean? So how cool would it be to have another Fast and Furious expansion in a Horizon game? Now we won't see a Fast and Furious 9 expansion seeing as that film came out last year, so we'll most likely be seeing a Fast and Furious 10 expansion. But seeing as this film is set to come out sometime next year, if we were to get a Fast and Furious expansion, it'll most likely be the second expansion, which we'll see during the summer of 2023, which actually seems pretty likely. In fact, I'm 90% sure that the second expansion will be a Fast and Furious related one. I mean, just imagine all the crazy challenges you'd be able to do in an expansion like this, from driving cars out of buildings, getting chased by a tank, and even flying a car to space. Okay, maybe not the space one, but you know what I mean. So I'm pretty certain that one of the two expansions in Forza Horizon 5 will be related to Fast and Furious, and if it is, then I'm sure that we'd all have a ton of fun in this expansion. Okay, now this is a massive curveball which I don't think it's gonna be, but just a couple of months ago we saw 2 brand new Chinese cars added into the franchise. 3 technically if you count the new MG3. So could this be a hint that there's gonna be a Chinese takeover in Horizon Mexico? Well, you never know. And these cars were added into the franchise close to the lunar year, so I reckon there's no real correlation between these cars and a future expansion, but there is that possibility that we may be going to China in a future update or even the next game. Though I highly doubt it, I reckon this is all just a big coincidence. Now, as you may know in Forza Horizon 4, we saw a LEGO Speed Champions expansion which some people did not like. In fact, there was even a petition to cancel the expansion, which was just stupid. Anyways, despite this expansion being very childish and cringy, it did have an interesting progression system which a lot of people seem to like. So having a similar expansion but with LEGO Technic cars could be a very good way of keeping this progression system, but at the same time be less cringy, if you know what I mean. Because not only would you get engaging progression with a very fun map to drive on, but the car list would be amazing as well, as there are so many incredible cars which have LEGO Technic models, the likes of the Lamborghini Sian, Bugatti Chiron, Shelby GT500, McLaren Senna GTR, and even the brand new Batmobile, instead of these cringy LEGO cars which look like they belong in a toddler's video game. So yep, that's an idea, a second LEGO expansion but with Technic cars. Hey, tell you what, if this Horizon 4 expansion wasn't a thing, then this would be a banging idea, you know. Okay, now this is a huge stretch, I know, but I feel like the developers might be doing something about this. Because as you may know, unless you're American even though your country qualified, this year during the winter we'll be seeing the World Cup held in Qatar. And it just so happens that this year is the time that we'll most likely be seeing our first expansion for Horizon 5. So could we see a possible World Cup expansion for Horizon 5? Maybe. What will this consist of? I have no idea. Maybe playing car football similar to Rocket League or something, I don't know. I mean, let's be honest, the chances of this happening are very slim, but an expansion where you can play car football with your friends would be absolutely amazing. So yep, those are my takes on what expansions we could be seeing in Forza Horizon 5. If you have any more ideas, drop them in the comments down below. Let's try and predict what these expansions are going to be. And you've made it to the end of the video. Hey, you know there are some people out there who click off this video as soon as the outro comes, yeah? Yeah man, imagine doing that, absolute. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, and if you're feeling a little bit generous, then make sure to subscribe, as we are on the road to 250k, so if you want to help out, then that'll be very, very nice of you. Thank you very much, and I'll catch up with you guys very soon. Until next time, have a good one guys, stay safe, stay inside, until next time. Cheers.
My dinero's what I'm out to get. Sombrero, I get hat and then I'm out again. Got an A1 Chica with a drive like a 3 litre. That's what she needs D4 like the